In this week's episode of the Real Talk podcast, I sit down with Geoff Smith, also known as the Roofing Outlaw. Geoff's an expert in the roofing industry and is most known for his fun and educational Facebook videos. We dive into many topics in this episode, including what benefits he gets from social media, how he feels with working with his family, and plus he openly shares his struggles with addiction and his thoughts on payment terms with customers. Absolute pleasure to spend the day with Geoff and hear his thoughts on the industry at large and his future with the Roofing Outlaw. What a fantastic episode this was. Look, as far as feet go, they're nice, aren't they?
Better than my feet, anyway.
That's the intro sorted. Geoff, thanks for joining us today. Pleasure to have such a legend like yourself on our podcast. Very few tradesmen have been over on it, actually. Most of them can't find time to get over and take an hour, half a day out.
Probably can't afford that quid that you have to pay to get into Lincolnshire.
Introduce yourself for us, mate. Tell us who you are, where you're from.
So I'm Geoff Smith, I'm from Leeds. I'm the Roofing Outlaw.
And what you do?
I'm roofing.
Just roofing?
Just sometimes, anyway.
Yeah. So I've followed you on social media. It's got to be getting on for 5-6 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And always been impressed at how you've grown that following on social media. Like, what was the driver behind that? What made you start doing that?
I originally was on when the groups first started. I was on an American setting on my Facebook. And there were no groups in this country at the time, so I ended up being on American and Canadian groups. Yeah. And some of the stuff that I do standard every day, it's older than their country. So I can walk out of my front door, repair a roof that's older than their country. Yeah. And they were all amazed by that. That's how it started off. Yeah. And I've just sort of grown from there. Yeah. And what
sort of benefits do you get out of the following that you have grown on socials?
Benefits, there's a lot of downsides.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of downsides. I know that myself.
The public are horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know about benefits.
No?
Well, I get a lot of my work now through social media.
So you get work through it? Actual work, yeah.
I get lots of work through it, and I don't necessarily have to prove myself because it's all there.
Yeah.
People can see it. Yeah. You can see some of the stuff we do, some of the stuff we put up with, the end results. You know, when the buildings all start collapsing and we actually get it stood back up, that one you've seen. Yeah. With the walls back down. Yeah. We got them walls back up, we managed to wind them back.
Did you?
Yeah, we put big plates on the wall. Yeah. And wound the wall back in within a few mil of plumb. Yeah.
So, family business.
Yeah.
It's Geoff Smith and Sons, isn't it, the business's name?
G. Smith and Sons.
G. Smith and Sons. So are you come from a long line of roofers, or were you the first?
No, my dad was a butcher.
Yeah.
My granddad worked on the railway. Yeah. And I'm the first roofer in the family as far as I'm aware.
So how the fuck did you get into that?
I used to work with my friend's dad on a weekend, a guy called Ray Ems. And
in Leeds?
In Leeds. And it was always good for a tenner at the weekend, so I turned up and earned my tenner on a weekend. Yeah. And then it became a Sunday, and then sometimes school holidays, and it just sort of grew from there.
Yeah. So from leaving school, you've been a roofer?
I've been a roofer nearly 42 years.
42 years.
And I don't look that stupid, do I?
You don't,
or do I?
Mate, I mean, there'll be other trades out there that disagree with this. I think it is the most dangerous trade that there is. What do you think?
It can be if you're working with idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of idiots in the trade.
Yeah. Because you only fall once, right?
Roofers don't tend to fall off, they tend to fall through.
Right, yeah.
They fall through the roof rather than fall off. They go through a skylight that wasn't covered. I've been through at the back of a chimney many times. I know better than stand at the back of the chimney because it's nearly always rotten, but an old 16 stone of me goes through it. You go through with one leg, and for a split second you don't know which way around you are. Yeah. And spread your weight a bit. Hope you don't go in right through.
Yeah.
Now and again I have been inside the customer's bedroom a few times.
Come through the ceiling? I
was once working on an old people's home, a place in Leeds called Geoff, and I was carrying a roll of felt, and I went through the roof, through the ceiling, landed on this old guy's sofa, broke the sofa,
You fat twat.
And I'm inside waiting for this roller felt coming, and the roller felt never came, luckily.
Yeah.
The whole roof were rotten, and they just sort of downsized the men on there, so just the lighter weight guys. All other guys had to go to a different site.
Yeah.
But that's how roofers died, just like that.
Rather than falling off on the outside?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've had a few roofers actually fall off the building, they usually go through.
That's interesting. Never really thought about it like that. I don't like being on roofs.
It happens a lot.
I don't like going up fucking ladders either, to be honest.
No.
Makes my fucking leg shake, especially when they stood still.
If you ever meet anyone that's not scared of heights, you need to keep away from them because they're stupid.
What's your biggest challenge then with the industry at large right now?
Challenge at the minute is I've been pursuing the chemicals in our treated timber for the last couple of years. I'm slowly getting to the bottom of it. I've had a lot of ridicule on Facebook and social media regarding that, but I was about to get my ass sued by some of the biggest timber companies in the country, so I've had to be really careful what I've done. But I'm still working on it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of I won't say campaigning. I've seen a lot of posts from you and members of your groups and communities as well, coming off roofs with blue hands from red hands from touching
yellow hands, red hands.
Yeah. Like why is that stuff going on the hands? Should it not be in the timber?
It should be stable inside the timber. And the fact that the label is blue or the label is red or the label is yellow means that the treatment isn't stable in the timber. It's obviously leaking out onto the paper. It leaks onto the men's hands. There's been problems with it burning the membranes. It's just an ongoing thing.
What, after it's fitted? So the membrane's on and then you're putting your...
So there's been a lot of failure from roof membrane, and it's not necessarily the membrane maker that is at fault here. It's, in my opinion anyway, and a lot of other people's opinion, because you can see it on the videos, whenever the membrane is in contact with the timber, it leaks through at that point. So there's something awry, and the timber industry are not owning up to it just yet.
It'll come, mate.
I've got evidence in my car.
Yeah.
Yep, I went all the way to Portsmouth to pick up contaminated baton.
Love it. So jumping back to being family business, you've just reminded me now with your painted nails that I see. Size of the family? I know this, but for the rest of the
I've got
listeners.
10 children.
10 kids?
10 kids.
No fucking televisions in Leeds now?
Well, lots of tellies. So I'll actually like sausage.
And they all work... In fact, what age range are they actually?
So from 34 down to 6.
6 to 34?
About 6 is about that big.
And how many of them?
It might not be 6, but it's about that big.
Fucking hell. How many of them are in the business?
Okay, so I have...
Bobby, Cody...
I've got Bobby, Kobe, my son Geoff does roofing, but at the minute he's a full-time carer for his son. I've got family friends that work with me. I've got my one of my best mates' sons. He works for me. I've got one of my foremen now. He has been with me since he was 15, and he's still here now, 20 odd years later. Nice.
What's it like working with family?
It can be different. Yeah,
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can imagine. I had to sack my son, you know.
I've had to sack my son.
Yeah, mine was putting his hammer through broken tellies on site.
Right.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Oh, I just thought I'd give it a twat, Dad.
Yeah.
No, that's not how we behave. Yeah. Do you think that you're more protective from a safety perspective because they're your family?
Yeah,
it can be matter.
It can be quite hard watching your children doing dangerous things.
Yeah.
Sometimes the job just needs to get done.
Yeah.
When I was a bit younger, I used to do that myself. I'd do the bit that needed to be done. But now I'm getting a bit older, I can't walk up and down on the roof so much anymore. So it can be hard.
Yeah. I've seen Bobby's done like extra training, hasn't she? She's done like decorative work.
She's one of the only female lead welders in the country.
Lead welding?
Yeah.
I tried to source a lead welder a couple of years ago for a project. Couldn't get it for love nor fucking money.
No, they're hard to come by,
Yeah. Yeah, we ended up changing.
And expensive.
We ended up changing the product.
Trained my own.
In fact, you know what I did first? I went out and bought a lead welding kit from fucking Screwfix, and I had to go myself. What a mess, mate. What a fucking mess.
I just burned big holes in it.
We went back to the architect and got the product changed.
Yeah.
It was for a box gutter.
Right. Okay.
They took the lead out and they used a different product. The roofers.
Yeah.
Did they use rubber? I think they did.
You can use rubber in one length in a gutter rather than lead has to be stepped up and
that's what it was. Yeah,
certain length pieces and bits have to be welded, and rubber you can just whack it in there.
Yeah.
I hate rubber.
You hate it?
My dogs don't like it.
Yeah.
Rubber, it's okay as long as it's not got a lot of detail. It tends to fail on the corners and stuff.
Yeah.
If it's one sheet of rubber, it's a good old system. But anything complicated on the building, you should stay away from it. Yeah.
So looking at the industry at large, and I won't say the construction industry, but the roofing game, I see so much from you. It's fucking frightening about this. You call it shit roofing, episodes of shit roofing. Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's so many?
Because there's a genuine skills shortage. So there's guys out there just like me, trained by a man that wasn't trained himself. He had no qualifications. I've got no qualifications. I've now trained guys. They've got no qualifications, and it's a catalogue of untrained men teaching untrained men, and the
formally trained. You mean
the standard? The formally trained. The standard is dropping because people think that's a required standard, and it's absolutely not. You would not believe some of the stuff I see. Customers have paid big money for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a lot to be said for, like, does a customer A, know what they're looking at when they go and check it?
Usually not.
B, they can't actually see it because it's up high.
We try and get the customer up there.
Do you? On the scaffold?
Yeah.
Do you?
I mean, not every day walking around, but they can come up and see what we've done. We'll take extra safety precautions for the customer. Yeah. But a lot of the time you can feel the legs going on the ladder and that.
Yeah. It's me that.
Some customers are straight up there. Yeah. When we do loft conversions, what we tend to do is we'll leave the customer's area sealed. A lot of guys will put a staircase in pretty straight away. But we've had the customer's kids firing our nail guns, using as saws. So we tend to leave the ceiling in, keep the customer out until staircase day. Which I hate. I hate staircase day. Yeah,
that's the breakthrough, right?
Have you ever fitted one?
I haven't. Not on a loft, no. Nightmare.
They don't ever go right, ever.
No.
Saying that, the last one I fitted went in perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah, I could have rolled a marble on the over when it met the floor. It was perfect.
Yeah. I mean, you take a lot of videos as well for the customers as well, don't you?
I tend to film everything for the customer,
yeah. And when I see you assessing a roof, like maybe you've had a customer ring you up and say, look, Geoff, my roof's leaking. You go up and you do your social media content, to show him what's wrong. Does the customer get that as well? They do, yeah.
Sometimes they'll get a slightly different one with less sense of humour in there. But I'll do the customer the video. Yeah. The customer can see what I'm looking at then, and they can see that I'm not lying, and they can make their own mind up.
Yeah.
I send them the video, and whether they get me to do the job or not, at least they know what needs to be done there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just come downstairs and tell the customer a lot of old dribble.
Yeah.
The customer don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But show them a video, picture paints 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always told.
Yeah, it's a good point, and I think customers are massively at risk when it comes to getting the roof work done, especially when they don't know how a roof goes together, or they ring a wrong 'un to come and price it up. I mean, there's so much. There must be. I'm not a roofer, so I don't know this, but my guess is that when you go and look at a roof leak, because people only ring a roofer when they've got a leak, right?
Yeah.
So you go up and have a look and you think, I just need to do this, that and the other, but then you open it up. And you find, oh my fucking God, like the whole lot needs to be redone.
Away, yeah.
Like, how does a customer receive that information when that happens? Because that must be quite common.
I go out of my way to make a video of that part. If it's a total disaster, I show them it is what it is. They need to know, rather than just getting your silicone gun out and chase you £50 for today. That's no good. I go on a lot of roofs. They've been repaired by a guy that should have just give the customer it straight. And the next man did the same, and the next man's done the same. I'm looking at this pile of stuff on the roof that the customer has paid thousands for, and the roof's still fucked.
Yeah. Do you think that's, I mean, this could be one or two things. Do you think that's someone that's trying to stick to their original quote and not open up a can of worms? Or do you think they just want in and out, quick as fuck?
A lot of the time it's quick money, but I've done it myself. I've opened the building up and gone, wow, I did not quote for that.
Yeah.
And then you've got to go and speak to the customer.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, if it's just the odd joist and that, I'll sort of just chuck that in. It's a 30 quid piece of timber, it's not even worth arguing about. But when you suddenly have to change 20 timbers, now that starts becoming coin in materials and labour.
Yeah.
So then you've got to reapproach the customer. Sometimes the customers are not happy.
Yeah.
It's, I found if you just show them what's wrong, most customers are open
to it. But
some customers genuinely can't afford it. And they've told me to just put a roof on it. So that's what I do.
Yeah. How much do you see roofers working off no scaffold?
Repair work, pretty much nearly all of them.
Yeah.
If I were to tell you it's going to cost you £600 to have a slate put on your roof, one slate, you're going to think I'm mad. Just because I need to have scaffolding, access.
Yeah. And what about full re-roof?
Full re-roof, not so much anymore. We do find the odd one or two getting a go.
Yeah.
It's usually the company guys that work for a big company, health and safety all week. And they'll all get together for a govy job at the weekend, and they'll jump up there and they'll rip the roof off with no scaffold, and it's done in the day.
Yeah.
They're taking massive risks.
Yeah, fucking
massive risks.
Yeah. Not only for themselves though, but for the customer as well.
Yeah. What I do see a lot is we find a lot of artificial slate, and the old stuff's got it with asbestos. So what they'll tend to do is they'll turn up at Sparrows Fart on a Saturday morning when council's shut, chuck it all in garden and just whatever they're doing with it in the back of a van, fly tip it. I don't even know what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
Release the asbestos into the environment.
Yeah.
Falling on your next door neighbour's kids.
Yeah.
It's that's how a lot of guys do it.
Yeah.
They'll just turn up on a weekend and smash it off.
Fucking madness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the stuff you see people do, and I see it all the time as well.
Yeah. There was an housing estate in Leeds where a place called Armley, we're right next to the asbestos factory, and it contaminated every single roof space. It contaminated the gaps in the bricks. There's pictures of the children playing with balls of asbestos that are blown in the corner of the street. Probably all dead now. But they had to have a massive clean-up plan around that area. The council come and hoovered out every loft. But I won't work on that estate.
Yeah. Don't blame you.
I know a lot of roofers who won't work anywhere near
Yeah,
there.
you're really clued up on the history and the heritage of
I try and go out of my way to find out the edge of the building I'm working on.
Yeah.
And what it was used for.
Yeah.
And then when you open it up, you open the building up, you look at the bare bones of the building, you're looking at skilled joinery that was produced with no power tools.
Mad, innit?
And the holes that they drilled, they're usually square because they had to do it with a chisel.
Yeah.
And people just don't appreciate the work it took to get that like that with no power tools.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever found in a roof space?
We find bones.
Really?
Bones.
What, people bones?
No, lamb bones.
Lamb bones?
Lamb bones that hold the roof tiles on. Instead of wooden pegs, in some places they used to use lamb bones. And when you strip the roof, it looks like some sort of disaster movie, all these bones. I've found firearms.
Yeah?
I've quite regularly we find firearms.
Really?
Stashed away in there, yeah.
What, do you think the customer knew, or?
I grabbed a bag with shotgun shells in, and I gave it. I just put it on the guy's toolbox downstairs. That's where we found them, and he went, oh, and so he knew they were there.
Yeah. What else you found? I bet you've seen
Find a lot of porno
mags
all stashed in a little void and that. And we find I've actually got at home. We're doing a house renovation. We found a bag of a guy's life, photographs, bank books, love letters, letters to his mum, letters from his mum telling him to keep away from the whatever family it was, and I just didn't have the heart to throw it away, so I've still got it.
That's fucking fascinating.
Still got it.
Have you ever tried to find the owner?
I've often thought about it, yeah, but it gets a bit long, that. I'm probably better off finding somebody who does local history to do that.
Yeah.
But in there is letters about the war.
Yeah.
When he came home from war, I've sat and read pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
The guy's life's just in this bag, and just couldn't bring myself to throw it away.
Yeah.
So I've still got it.
Yeah, my wife's like that. She's a sentimental
Yeah.
woman. My wife, she saves absolutely everything. In fact, my daughter the other night, 2 nights ago, she wrote us both a note. Thank you for everything that you do for me, on a little bit of paper. And she brings it down, and Lee says, took it off me, and she said, that's going in my memory box. And off she went. She's got this big box full of notes and birthday cards and
what my daughters do for my wife, they've got like the tablet capsules.
Oh yeah, them time capsule things.
So they've sat and wrote little letters and put them in the capsule with a big jar of them. And whenever our lass is a bit sad and that, the kids get the jar out and she has to open a couple of letters, and then she wraps them back and puts them back in for next time.
Yeah.
But this jar's full of these little notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great that when you're older, though, isn't it, to dig back and look into that. So now you've mentioned your daughter, we can come on to nail polish.
Nail polish.
Yeah. What is that about? I'm sure people that are watching on YouTube.
I've got 5 daughters and this happens.
They just sit and paint your nails?
They sit and paint my nails, yeah.
And I know this, but for the listeners, tell me what happened the other day with the polish company.
Oh, I've been given some nail polish to try.
Yeah.
And if it lasts on my fingers, it's good nail varnish, but we've not started that one yet. This is from my own collection.
Oh, is it? So another sponsorship deal.
Nail varnish, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got nail varnish. You still working with CT1?
Still work with CT1.
Lava 20?
Lava 20. Lava 20 is a little bit different because we've got distribution rights on that.
Yeah.
It was a pretty not so well known product at the time.
Yeah.
We've managed to build its brand, and we're doing okay out of it.
And there's the other one I saw you promoting recently, the canopy that you had done at your house.
Oh, the lacquer system.
Lacquer system, yeah.
Yeah, the lacquer system. It's GRP and carbon fibre, and no matter how shit your roof is, it won't rot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the time I've built loft conversions, and then the building inspectors come and told me to start digging on the corner of the building to check the foundations, and they're, what's going on here now? Oh, I'm going to lose all my money.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of it is because it is lightweight. It can be built on ground screws, or a lightweight foundation, or on an existing conservatory foundation, and the lacquer system can put proper value on the property rather than these conservatory roofs being cold in the winter.
Yeah.
You can't go in there in the summer. You can have a proper ceiling in there, proper walls, all built by the lacquer system on the existing foundation from the conservatory. It's a good system.
Yeah. So when I asked you at the beginning, when I said what the benefits of social media, like these are what I wanted to say. So what's that worth to you?
What the deal?
All the sponsorship, all of them. Yeah. Like if you lumped them all in together, like that's all them deals and all them sponsorships, all that affiliation. That's all come from social media, right?
All come from social media, yeah.
Oh, so what's the value of that per year?
The value of that. It used to be a lot more, so they were restricted on Facebook. Somebody put a bollock picture up on at the fixed radio event. Elwood, I'm still restricted, mate. So yeah, I was earning good money, and then suddenly not because of somebody's bollock.
Yeah.
But we'll try to get that one sorted out.
Literally dropped a bollock.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So I want to explore out when we've finished work a little bit.
Okay.
You know my story from booze and quitting the booze. Like, what does a typical weekend or after hours look like for Geoff?
To me, a world of stress.
Yeah.
I sit there doing emails, answering phone calls when I should just switch the phone off.
Yeah.
And I'd sit there drinking.
Yeah.
And before I know it, I'm a slavering wreck at 10:30. Can't even walk to the toilet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that bad, but now and again, yeah.
Yeah.
I am capable of getting myself in the right state.
Yeah.
I used to be able to drink with company, but now I can just pour it in on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
Oh, you actually want to know?
Yeah.
Oh, I can do 10 cans of walk in the park. Walk in the park. I've even been known to do double that.
Fuck, 20 cans of Guinness as well.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Guinness is like fucking food as well, isn't it?
Yeah, heavy. That's where that comes from.
Yeah. My wife got a craving for Guinness when she was pregnant.
Yeah.
We went to Ireland and she got a sudden, I need to have a Guinness. And as soon as she had little, and she never touched it again.
I can't drink all else.
Can you not?
If they don't sell it, I'll drink Coca-Cola.
Really?
Yeah. I'll stay sober.
Maybe you're keeping them going. 20 cans a night. Have you not tried like all the variants?
Yeah, it's not the same.
Conor McGregor's got one, hasn't he?
I've not tried the Forged yet.
Forged, is it called?
Forged, yeah. I've not tried that yet.
Yeah. Do you think that booze after hours is just an industry standard?
No,
it's something we have to do?
It is for me.
Yeah.
It's,
what are your colleagues like, or your employees? Are they the same?
My son's pretty much sober.
Really? Do you know, I find that. My son's the same. And I find it a bit, not weird, a bit, I guess it is, I think weird is the right word. I find that, like, I'm an ex-alcoholic, and my son's 19, landscaper, and he don't drink. When I was 19, mate, fucking
I know, I was the same, yeah.
I was a fucking disaster with the booze.
That's what you did, you came
I
up
just joined the army, I was a fucking animal when it comes to the drink. And for him to not booze, I find it quite odd.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's because he's looked at me and what I was and gone, I'm not doing that, or he just don't do it.
I think the times are changing slightly.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it's. We used to just go to the pub every night and that, couple of pints, game of pool, and that's how it was done.
Yeah.
But these days, not so much. Let's sit at home on the computer. Maybe they smoke a bit of weed, whatever they do, but it's not so much drinking these days.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's why the pubs have shut.
It's a generation thing.
All the pubs have shut, aren't they? So there's your evidence right there.
Yeah, I mean, now you say that, you don't really see the youth like you used to.
There's no drinkers' pubs left anymore. You know, where you literally go and spit and sawdust on the floor.
Yeah.
There used to be loads in Leeds where you just go, there were not even any seats, you just stand up and drink around these little tables.
Yeah.
It's, now you've got to go and buy a meal and pretend you're posh and that.
Yeah. So, what about your other colleagues' family, other than your son? Are they boozers as well?
Stretch likes to drink.
I know that. Is he still with you?
Yes, still with me.
He is, yeah.
He was late up this morning. He was 2 hours late for work. I had rang him when I got here.
Yeah.
I just tell him to get to work.
Yeah.
Struggling. Our Bobby likes to have a bit of a gargle.
Really?
But
I never would have guessed that.
Not every night. She's definitely a Friday night drinker.
Yeah.
Likes to wake me up at 4:30 in the morning, falling up steps and that.
Yeah.
Or slamming door and shouting at the dogs.
What's she, late teens, early 20s?
She's 20.
20.
Yeah. She works hard and she likes to play out sometimes, so good luck to her.
How does she fit in with the team, being the only woman?
She fits in.
I bet she's really masculine, isn't she?
She's not, you know.
In character, I mean.
Oh, in character, she's like a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah's, my wife, very much. If she's got up to say you, she's going to say it to you right now.
Yeah. That's good.
I sometimes say, we have to do this one right now, please.
Yeah.
We'll do this one at 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm ready, yeah.
So, just sticking on the booze theme, mate, what impact do you think that has on business, health, family, consuming that amount of booze? Because let's be honest, that's a fucking lot of booze, and I'm talking from experience.
I'm up at Sparrows Fart doing my emails. It's just become a way of life for me.
Yeah.
It's the doctor says I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's high functioning alcoholic.
Yeah.
I do my job. I've never thought about giving up a light beer.
Yeah.
But I, in all fairness, I have swapped one addiction for another addiction all my life. I started taking amphetamine in London so I could work a double shift.
Fuck.
And that pretty much ruined my life. I had the other period, but I didn't work because of it. And I was taking that much, my neighbours were scared of me.
Yeah?
Yeah, they took me down to the funny farm. They took me to a place for criminally insane because my neighbours wouldn't have any more of me.
And well, they've obviously let you out now.
Only just.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've kicked that habit a long time ago, and then I started taking cocaine.
Yeah.
I still smoke. Yeah. So another addiction.
Yeah, I mean, I really resonate with that. I loved the taste of beer. I enjoyed a beer, and I'm saying that in the past tense. I know that right now, if I had one, I would fucking love it. I really would. I mean, I've been clean now for 6 years in September, so a long while. But I was very much the same. I never done drugs in my life.
Do you feel better for it?
Oh, fucking transformational, mate. Honestly, when I quit the booze, I exchanged one addiction for another. I quit booze and I became addicted to work. Yeah. But to function in work, I needed something. Booze used to be my crutch. But I found caffeine. I didn't find caffeine. No,
it makes me grit my teeth and have
Monster, coffee. I used to have. I'm a lot better now. But when I first quit the beer, I was on 6-7 cans of Monster a day, easy.
It's not good for your heart, that, you know.
Plus 4 or 5 coffees as well. But that was my exchange. Right. Like you say, it's quitting one for another. And a number of times I've gone, I should really stop this caffeine. But what I fear in doing that is, will I then regenerate the need or the feeling for something else? Yeah. And I'm actually okay with the amount of caffeine I drink now. Maybe I might have now 2 monsters a week, 3 monsters a week, maybe. But I do drink a lot of coffee. 2 in the morning before I do anything. No,
I can't deal with it. I just don't handle caffeine well.
Do you know?
It makes me grit my teeth. I lose my temper, and I just can't handle it.
Do you think that's because it would be mixed with alcohol? Because I never drank the two together.
I'm just not in a coffee. It tastes like burnt wood.
Not at all. No. But you drink tea, right?
I drink tea. I drink a lot of tea. Yeah. I drink tea, Pepsi or Guinness. That's about it.
Tea, Pepsi and Guinness?
Yeah.
You don't know my wife, do you? That's what she would like. She just drinks tea. No, she drinks Red Bull now. Tea, Red Bull, and, Coke Zero she drinks, the wife.
Oh, I can't stand the zero stuff.
Ah.
No, I like my
full sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a full sugar guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, imagine for a second, just a bit of imagination, that you didn't drink.
Yeah.
What would you do on a weekend?
Probably not a lot.
Not a lot?
I'd probably work.
Yeah.
That's all I do, work.
Work and booze?
Work and booze.
Yeah. If I asked your wife, what would she say? Sarah, innit, your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I asked her, what would she say?
She'd say exactly the same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. She complains all the time that I'm never in.
Yeah.
And when I am in, I'm drinking.
Yeah.
or I've got my head in my phone, or I'm doing something else rather than being part of the household.
Yeah.
That's why when I do the fingernails with the girls,
that's your time.
It's a little bit of time with the girls.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, me and my wife don't get to spend much time anymore.
Yeah.
She's busy with the kids, and we used to have fun. But, we still do have fun, but we just don't get time anymore.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sad, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, you should be winding down at your age, mate.
I tried winding down, it lasted 2 days. All right, we do doing a Paul Tinker thing. 2 days. I smashed on 6,000 slate last week.
Did you? But to make up for it?
Actually, I like smashing slate. It's nice. Yeah. Just sit there in your own world and smash slate on.
Do you know what I find fascinating? And I love watching the videos. I don't think I've ever seen you do it, actually. I see a lot of people in your communities doing it when they're cutting it.
With the axe?
With it. Fucking fascinates me, that.
Yeah.
Put the little point on first and do that rough line. And then it's like a knife through butter, isn't it? I've never tried to do it.
If you're good at it, you can achieve a really good finish.
Yeah.
It also depends on what slate you're using. With you need to hit it with an axe.
Yeah. I watched a guy form a. Is it called a saddle where the ridge meets the two hips? Is that a saddle? That bit?
Yeah, in the top. Yeah.
And he made one out of slate, a 3-way mitre. It isn't one of your groups. Glued it all together, and it looked fucking phenomenal.
You mean on the plastic one?
Yeah, it was plastic. Yeah, he plastic welded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked really, really clever. That did. Really good. Really good.
That sort of detail is hard with any product.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
There's a lot of hidden stuff under that lead. the customer doesn't actually see the work that's gone in underneath that to keep that watertight.
Yeah.
You know, all the tiles and slates are all butted up together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work gone underneath that.
Yeah, I mean, where's the incentive for... This is a good question, actually. Where's the incentive for a roofer to make the roof look nice when you can't see the fucker? Ever.
I always try and leave a little bit of something behind. We put patterns on dormer faces. We don't charge the customer for that. There's a road in Leeds, York Road, A64. We renovated the old Yorkshire Bank that was there, and on the roadside, because it was Halloween, we whittled a skull out of one of the slates with the slate axe, and we put a bit of flashing behind it. So when it oxidised, you could see the eyes and the mouth, and to this day it's getting better and better every time I pass because it's getting whiter and whiter. Yeah. This little face on the dormer. Yeah. Just because it was Halloween. Yeah. Yeah. Just leave us
a bit of summer.
It's just a little bit of thinking, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, for me to make a pattern on the customer's dormer, I don't know, 20 slate. It's 10 minutes of my time. 10 minutes of my time and a little bit of thought, and it just makes that job pop better than the one next door.
Yeah. And I guess they're always grateful, right?
Yeah. We've just done a job in Ailes, Leeds, when the riots were happening in Leeds. The next street on from them riots, there was a guy up the street doing a dormer. He started before us. We'd finished our dormer before he'd even got his half done. And I said to the boys, make sure we put some on the front of this, so when his customer comes down the street, he's going to say, why don't mine look like that? Yeah. You know, show people what the required standard is and not having shit. Yeah. I mean, they spend their life savings on shit. I can't even believe it sometimes. Yeah. And then they'll ring me then to fix it for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Have you ever come across a bloke, I don't know his actual name, his business is called Broad Landscapes?
No.
You've come across him?
No.
He does moulding using a lime render, and he creates features on brick walls.
Right.
I saw one he did the other day. It was an outside tap on this woman's wall. And he built a fucking cobra's head around it out of lime plaster.
I've seen it.
I've seen it, yeah. Do you know he doesn't charge his customers for that?
No.
Does it? Because he wants to leave his mark on it.
Right.
Fuck me. Some skill that boy's got. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unreal. What was I going to ask you there? The future for Geoff, what does it look like?
A 6-foot box with a lid on
it. Surely that's not the only goal.
Who knows where the future leads us? It's roofing for now.
Yeah.
And I actually earn more money if I don't work. If I'm not sat on that roof smashing slate, the business earns more money. But transitioning from smashing 6,000 slate a week to speaking to customers and driving around, and that's a big step for me. That I've always worked, and then I feel a bit.
You know that driving around is still work, though, right?
I know, yeah, but I feel a bit guilty when I get to site and all the guys are sweating and dirty and that, and I'm still doing a shirt. I feel proper guilty.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I'm being lazy.
Wow.
I just feel sorry for them that I'm not. And then I'll turn up in clean clothes, and the next thing I'm lifting slate and mixing cement, and there's no point in me having anything clean. I'll just destroy it. I don't have anything white.
Jobs, delivery of jobs. I did want to touch this earlier on, but we'll do it now as I've just remembered. I think roofing is one of those tasks, trades, elemental parts of a project. The upfront payment is essential. You've got a lot of advance costs before the job actually starts, right?
Yeah.
The gear's got to be there, the scaffold's got to be there, the skip's got to be there. There's a lot of design work prior to you stepping foot on site. So what's your view and opinion on where that funding for that pre-start work should come from?
It's a very dangerous area because lots of people check the deposit and never turn up and do the job.
Yeah, but we know that Geoff don't do that.
So I try and give the customer the power, plus keep power myself by I'll arrange the scaffolding. Mm-hmm. Luckily, my scaffolder's a friend of mine. I'll arrange the scaffolding. Customer pays the scaffolding direct. I'll arrange the materials, the customer pays for the materials direct. Obviously some stuff, I need a pot of money to spend, so I'll take, I don't know, 3, 4, 5,000, depending on whatever job I'm doing. Loose change for getting nails and things, and but most of the time, I get the customer to pay for everything. I can't get stung. The customer's not gonna get the deposit robbed, and then I'll trickle money in payment schedules throughout the job. So at the end of the job, the most I can ever lose is a week's wages, and there's a lot of people out there prepared to get you to do the job and then not pay you.
Oh, I know that, yeah.
One of my own relatives, he had a loft conversion done. Bear in mind, I built 30 a year, didn't even give me the plans. And when I said, what's the crack here? He says, we intend on having the builder out of his last payment. I said, you're a wanker. And that's it. I just walked away. I've not spoken to him since.
Yeah, that's bad crack, innit?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It is. Like, we've got to protect our businesses as builders by managing cash flow. Now, my opinion is that if you was a roofer to come to me and say, look, Paul, let's say we've got a 100 grand roof to do with scaffold, timbers, the lot, and you said to me, I need 20 grand up front because of X, Y, and Z, I'm okay with paying that because I understand the game. If you just
the
said
average
to me,
domestic customer would be terrified of giving the builder £20,000.
Yeah, no, they would.
And so
Why
they
do you
should
think that
be.
is?
Because there's that many people out there that are dishonest. And they're everywhere.
So what's the solution?
I don't know what the solution is there. Maybe more people working my way, where you give the customer a bit of power, they're in control of the money. If the work is shit, they can say stop straight away.
Yeah.
The builder that's not got all their money, they can stop the job at any time. And, I've even done jobs where the customer hasn't got the money to pay for it, and you're halfway through and they say to you, I've not got the money to pay you. Honestly,
it's a fucking minefield, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's no right or wrong, is there?
It goes straight in your mouth when you realise you've just lost £10,000.
Yeah.
And there's customers lose money, and there's the builders lose money. There's such thing as a bad customer.
Yeah, of course there is. Yeah, of course there is. Of course there is. There are some customers out there that will knowingly start a job, knowingly they haven't got the money.
Yeah.
100% they will.
Yeah.
I think there's very few trades where there's so much upfront spend as a roofer. I think landscaper is probably another exception to that.
Yeah.
So, and you know, landscaping gear is fucking expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like everything. Do you do any landscaping?
Do I do any landscaping? I don't know any.
Do you do any?
I just try and stay away from digging, and roofers don't do mud. It gets on the slate. Even when I go on a building site, you know, I'll go cover that mud up, cover it up, get cardboard on it, boards around and walking in the mud.
Oh dear.
Roofers are royalty, we don't walk in the mud.
Fucking. Every roofer I've ever met, mate, they're always got some fucking screw loose.
I think we're roofers all over the world. From all over the world, they're all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must be all that fresh air.
I think that's what it is. Psychos, most of them.
It's the adrenaline. You get adrenaline up there and it starts to do something to you.
What, constantly, every day?
Constantly getting adrenaline every day, you start to need it.
Yeah, do you know what scaffolders are the same though?
Yeah.
They all seem like, are you fucking mad?
My brother's a scaffolder,
Yeah?
and we're not talking at the moment. We have these arguments now and then when we don't speak, but when we get together, we can be ruthless together.
Yeah.
Yeah, proper pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Groundwork as well, they're that sort of, that set level of thinking and sense of humour. And
Plasterers are miserable.
yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah. Sparkies don't even clean up after themselves.
Princesses.
I once had an argument with the foreman on site and a Sparky. I said, why am I cleaning up my rubbish? And the Sparky don't clean his rubbish up. And the Sparky said, well, I think you should clean my rubbish up. And I said, what do you mean I should pick your rubbish up? He went, well, it's actually cost effective for the roofer to do my cleaning.
Mate, he's got a fucking point though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
As painful as that is.
But he said that seriously to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually cheaper for you to do my cleaning up. So I get the brush and sweep up.
Oh, and you did it as well?
I did that.
Oh dear, fucking hell. So let's not do the coughing thing again when I ask you this. What's the future for Geoff? What's it look like? Like, what's the big vision? We can't just be tiptoeing to the coffin.
The future is for me to leave something for my children to take wherever they take it.
Yeah, amazing.
Whether I'm part of it or not.
Yeah.
So slowly my social media stuff's taking me away from roofing.
Yes.
Still roofing, but it's taking me away doing other things, selling products,
Yep.
Marketing products.
Yep.
I call it shaking willies. Just going around shaking people's
mate,
willies
right,
all day.
That's why we're here right now, both of us.
Yeah, there's actually money in shaking willies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you do a lot of it.
Fucking do. Sounds like you do as well. Just don't take it on the chin. That's the
Yeah. So slowly but surely, my life is leading me away from roofing, but still roofing at the same time.
If I was to get all 10 of your, not all 10, how many kids work for you again? 3.
3.
So if I got all 3 of them in here now, and I said to them, you need to pick one of the team to sack, who would it be? Would it be you? Would it be you?
Stay stretch first, then me.
Stretch on you. Fucking hell. That's brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. Mate, thanks for making a trip over from Leeds today. It's been an absolute fucking pleasure to speak to you, as always.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing you again very soon, back in here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thanks for sticking around till the end. All the social handles from both of us are below. I'll see you in the next one.